Hello there. What is going on, everyone? We've got some Battleforce packs to talk about today, asking the question, which one is best? I know that the hefty price tag on these things has a lot of people thinking, wow, these are awfully expensive, and I thought I would break them down a little bit and kind of give you guys my opinion on which is the best value, which ones are going to be the best for new or returning players, and kind of do like a cost-benefit analysis for these different packs, because we did get so much news over the past weekend for Star Wars Legion specifically, that some of these Battleforce packs may have faded into the distance a little bit. So I wanted to do a video just to talk about these in particular. If you guys are new here, we are still giving away the Shadow Collective core set. If you want to have a chance to win that in the form of a $70 Amazon gift card, all you have to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that. I also want to thank today's sponsor, Dungeons and Lasers. This is the new GameFound campaign. It is launching today. By the way, if you are a follower, you're going to get a free model, so you want to head over and check that out. It's going to be linked in the video description below. Dungeons and Lasers is a series of very successful campaigns that have had various types of modular terrain. You've seen me review some of them. And the cool thing about these is they're ideal for RPGs, but with this latest version of Dungeons & Lasers Encounters, it's taking the inside dungeon crawl and bringing it outside. So now you're going to have exterior terrain. So this makes it not only beneficial for games like Pathfinder or Dungeons & Dragons, but this also works for all of your outdoor tabletop wargaming, whether it's Star Wars Legion. Again, more trees are going to be great. Look, we got Ewoks coming out soon. There's going to be a lot of exterior battles. There's going to be a lot of need for more trees and rocks and bushes and Endor style terrain. This is going to be perfect for stuff like that. You're going to get such a great value with your pledge. You're going to get so much terrain, plus tons of stretch goals that are really going to be very, very helpful if you are trying to do more than just terrain, especially if you're trying to kind of tell a narrative or tell a story, or just kind of build more realistic looking terrain tables. Definitely check out Dungeons and Lasers Encounters. The link will be in the description below. All right, so today we're going to be talking about the 501st first, but I'm going to be talking about all four of the battle passes, battle factions, battle pass. That's not Fortnite. Fortnite's not coming to Star Wars Legion. I want to talk about the 501st first, because you're getting a lot in here, but it's maybe one of the lower value packs, because you just I don't feel like you get as much. All right, so you're getting Anakin Skywalker. You're getting 3 units of ARC Troopers, you're getting 2 Phase 2 clones, and you're getting an ATRT. Now, this, like each of the other packs, is going to retail at $150. Technically $149.99, but for purposes of this video, I'm going to round everything up to the nearest dollar to make it kind of a little bit simpler. So, at $150, it might seem, for maybe players who already have some of this stuff, like it's not that great of a value. Like, well, I've already got some Phase 2s, or maybe I've already got an ATRT, and I've already got Anakin Skywalker, and things like that. Now, I know ARC Troopers and Phase 2 clones were pretty hard to come by for a while, so that could be part of the added value, but it's kind of hard to calculate that because that's going to depend on you, the individual, on what's available in your area, what you've been able to find online, and maybe what you pre-ordered. Maybe you have some of it, maybe you don't. But what I can talk about is the actual, value as if you were to buy everything in here individually. Now, while these are great launch points or great starters, they don't come with 100% of what you need to get into the game. You're going to want that Essentials kit. And so, for those of you looking for an updated buyer's guide, there will be one coming. That's certainly on my list of things to get to. But I do kind of want to see everything else that kind of comes out this year before putting that updated buyer's guide together. But basically, if you're a brand new player looking to get into the game, these are a great first purchase for your chosen faction. With that said, Anakin is, like most commanders, he's going to be $20. Your 3 ARC Trooper units in here come in at $40 each. So that's already $120 for just the ARC Troopers if you were to buy them individually. So that's the ARC Troopers alone almost make up the value of the box. If you add in the 2 Phase 2 clones, now granted, Phase 2 clones have been maybe one of the hardest units to find. Those are $40 each, so the 2 Phase 2 clones would bring it up to $80. You add that to the ARC Troopers, you're already over $200. Or at $200. And then you toss in the extra ATRT for another $35. That's going to bring you to a grand total of $255 US dollar value compared to $150 retail price for this. Now, you also are going to get you know, all the cards and things that would go with those units, but you're also going to get the 3 new cards that come with this particular Battleforce. Of course, now, granted, those 3 new cards you can download and print for free. You know, anyway, those are going to be made available very soon. So, but it's nice to get a little extra, you know, a little extra card stock in what is already a tremendous value compared to its MSRP cost. Now, when we look at this, you know, you may already have some, so you're going to have to make that decision for yourself on what's actually the biggest value to you. And for existing players that maybe have some of this, they may be actually looking to split something like this with a friend. If somebody, like maybe I've already got Anakin Skywalker and 2 ARC troopers, so I only need like 1 ARC trooper and everything else, but maybe a friend of mine needs this. You know, there may be some people buying some of these and kind of selling off the pieces piecemeal. That sort of thing certainly has happened in plenty of other games before. But on its own, it's still a pretty good value. And one of the things I think that also stands out pretty well in the 501st is that everything in here is not something that's already in the Clone Wars starter. And I think that's kind of important. So if you're a newer player and you get the Clone Wars starter, this makes a very good second buy as well, because there's no overlap. And that's pretty cool. All right, going on to the Separatist Invasion. This one has a tremendous value in what we look at, what it actually brings to the table. But there's also some drawbacks to that tremendous value. And I think this is the start of what's going to be maybe a trend for all 4 of these battle packs, in that the packs that give you the most value also have the most overlap with their core set. So obviously you have Grievous here. Now, if you're an existing player and you already have the Clone Wars core set, you already have General Grievous. So, and it's the same General Grievous, it looks like. So you're not really getting a whole lot of new stuff with your commander. Now, this could be nice in the way that Grievous is sometimes wanting to be built different ways. So if you wanted to build Grievous with all 4 lightsabers, you could do that. If you instead wanted to build Grievous with like the pistol and a single lightsaber, you know, you could take advantage of maybe having a second General Grievous and doing that. But since Grievous is not available on his own at retail, I'm just going to arbitrarily assign him the value of $20 for the purposes of the calculations for this video, because commanders tend to be $20. And if they ever do release Grievous on his own, I imagine he would be priced comparatively to other commanders. So I'm starting off with a value of $20 for Grievous. Now, your B1s also do exist in the core set. You're already getting 2 units of B1s here. You're getting 4 B1s in this box. Now, that brings your value up to $120 if you were to buy the B1s on their own. Cool thing about this, though, is if you do already have a core set, the overlap is acceptable, because that brings you up to 6 B1s. And if you've got the core set and this, that's a pretty good, like a way that it's good to have 6 B1s. Granted, the Separatist Invasion can allow you to have up to 8 B1s, but still 6 is a pretty good number. And that's a good number for all Separatist builds, because a lot of Separatist builds will run 6 B1s. So that's a good, you know, I think most Separatist players will want to have 6 B1s. So this, you know, while that's overlap, I think it's good value. You're getting a unit of Magna Guards, that's $35. And you're also getting, you know, Magna Guards also not in the core set, so that's just overall good value. Plus, they're a tremendously good unit. You're getting 2 units of Droidekas. Now, this one's a little on the, I'm not sure, depends on what you think kind of side. Now, the value of the Droideka expansions, they're $35 each, so 2 Droideka units is going to be $70. But you already get Droidekas in the core set, and they're just not as necessary, or you know, because there are different supports. You know, the spider droids are really popular. Again, we haven't seen all of the text on all of the cards for the Separatist Invasion, so Droidekas might be a little stronger in this Battleforce specifically. So again, if you do have the core set, you're not getting too much overlap, because you could, and you certainly may, want to consider running 3 Droidekas in the Separatist Invasion. But generally, I'm going to put that one kind of in the middle, whereas Grievous gives you kind of no benefit to have a second Grievous outside of just an extra model to have fun with, and the B1s give you a lot of benefit, going from 2 to 6. Droidekas give you kind of an in-between level of overall added benefit to the Separatist faction as a whole, because if you're a Separatist player, you're probably going to have other supports available, and you may I would imagine there'd be seldom times that you really want to run 3 Droidicas. But now, as far as the really great value, you do also get an AAT in this pack. So this gives you a ton of stuff. An AAT alone is $70. So this pack being $150 for everything, if you just added up the sticker price and of course my estimated $20 for General Grievous, that brings you up to $315 in this pack for a box that's only $150. So while you're getting, half of the box, or maybe more than half if you look at just the number of units, but more than half the box is overlapping with the core set for the Clone Wars. But even if you even if you think about that, it's still $315 worth of plastic in here that you're getting for $150. That's a tremendous savings. I mean, it's still a tremendous value, and it's going to be up to you on how much you've bought already, and if you think that this is going to be worth it. If you're a new player, though, oh yeah, amazing starting point. Amazing, maybe the best starting point out there if you're a brand new player. Next, we're going to move on to Blizzard Force, one of my favorite box arts of all time. I absolutely love this pack. This one is going to be kind of maybe my least favorite out of all of the Battleforce packs. However, even though it's got the best box art, right? It's kind of a mixed bag. For one, you're getting Darth Vader. And it's maybe the worst Darth Vader model out of all the Darth Vader models. There are quite a few. You've got the original core set Darth Vader, which is the same one you're getting here. You've got the Vader Operative, which is, definitely much, much better. And then, of course, you've got the Celebration Vader, which I used once and dropped and then scratched and not using that one anymore. But I definitely prefer the Operative Vader in most of my lists for that model. But if you're already getting Vader, and if you already have a core set, if you've been playing Legion for a while, you may very well already have Vader. So again, that's overlap. I'm going to put an estimated $20 on that Vader. You're getting 3 units of Snowtroopers, which is going to be really cool. I think for Blizzard Force, I doubt many people are maxed out on Snowtroopers. I'm one of the few people that this would put me over the top, that I don't need 3 units of Snowtroopers. I happen to love Snowtroopers. I already have 5. I don't use 5 that often. But yeah, so I don't need 3 units of Snowtroopers for me personally, but that's, again, like with all of these, is something you're going to have to look at individually. If you're a new player getting into it, this is still going to be a good starting point. You're getting 2 speeder bikes. The speeder bikes are okay. Again, it's kind of like the Droidica example with the Separatists. You're already getting speeder bikes in the regular core set. You're getting 1 unit of speeder bikes in the regular core set, and a lot of people kind of didn't stop there. So if you've been playing for a long time, those bikes, you may not need those. I have 4 units of bikes because I think I had bought 3 starters and a speeder bike expansion when the game first launched. I kind of went all in, as I tend to do at the beginning of any game's launch. When there's very, very little stuff, I buy a lot because if I really like the game. And I really, really fell in love with Legion immediately. So, yeah, I kind of went all in. So, again, the bikes for me, not particularly desirable for me based on my previous purchases. But if you're a new player, that could be great. Because even if you have the core set, the 2 bikes are going to bring you up to 3. And triple bikes is still cool. I still see triple bikes run from time to time. So that's not a... It's certainly, I would say, a better idea than the triple droidicas as far as current balances and things. I think triple bikes is more viable, but a lot of people probably don't have only 1 bike unless you're new to the game. And then lastly, you're getting an ATST in this pack, which is good. I know ATSTs are sometimes hard to find, and I feel like even though it's a $60 value for that particular expansion, I feel like the values will be a little bit higher as ATSTs kind of become more and more difficult to find. So if you can get your hands on this Blizzard Force box, this may be one of the ways to get an ATST. And so, again, that's just in my local area. I know people have been talking about trying to find ATSTs. I haven't really scoured the globe for them that much because ATSTs came out early. I bought 2 of them very early on, so I have not been looking for ATSTs. But I know some other people who have. So All in all, this one comes out to $230 if you add up all the costs of everything and include my kind of adjusted Vader for $20 into that price tag, which still makes it a good value. Even if you removed Vader completely, that would still be $210, which is still more value. You're getting more than the $150 price tag would imply. So it's still a good value. But I think this one, because there's still it's, I guess, the least dollar value out of everything, and the fact that it also has overlap with the core set kind of puts this one lower on the list for like what I think are must buys for existing players. Still a good buy if you're a brand new player, however. Next up is Echo Base Defenders, my favorite of all of the 4 boxes, just for what it gives and the value, and it's kind of like the best of both worlds. So one of the things I think that makes this one so great is that there's absolutely no overlap with the core set. You're getting Leia and Chewbacca and Rebel Veterans, Tauntauns, R2-D2, C-3PO, FD cannons, tons of stuff in this box, or an FD cannon, not FD cannons. Just a tremendous amount of stuff on here. Now, you will see snow speeders in the artwork. They are not in the box, but if you have snow speeders already, you'll be able to take them, or I should say air speeders. I always still refer to them as snow speeders because that's what a lot of people my age do. But yeah, you're getting Leia, $20, Chewbacca, $20, 4 units of Rebel Veterans. Unbelievable number. $140 value for if you price out 4 Rebel Veterans expansions. 2 units of Tauntauns at $30 each. That's $60. And R2-D2 and C-3PO are in a weird spot because they're not available at all by themselves. You can only get them in the Down to Escape pod, which is $45. So to get R2 and 3PO would be $45. This one also gives you some benefit. If you are, let's just say you wanted to play the Clone Wars or the clones R2 and 3PO also, you can have a miniature. If you've already got like R2 and 3PO, like I painted my R2 with like the red arm, my 3PO with like red arm or whatever. So like if you want to do alternate paint schemes and all that fun stuff too, I just think it's great that they're available somewhere else outside of that the Down to Escape pod pack, because I didn't like that they were kind of stapled to that pack. So I like that they're available somewhere else now. But it would be $45 to get them otherwise. The FD cannon is $25, and altogether that brings you up to $310. Now, that's not the highest value, or that's not the highest cost in here. You definitely have a little bit more with the Separatists, but since the Separatists, only $5 more, they come out close. But since this pack has no crossover with your core set, I think that makes this Echo Base box just absolutely phenomenal, and by far the best value for new and existing players, because new players can still split a core set with a friend and then get this also and be rocking and rolling. You can get your Luke Skywalker, and by the way, he's probably going to work in Echo Base Defender Commander Luke Skywalker. Well, I'm pretty sure they've confirmed that Commander Luke Skywalker will work in this. And so like that's just a great way to do things, I think. So, but I think this is definitely the best box out of all of them. But again, this is more from the standpoint of existing players who may already have stuff. They're all good value, and they're all good buys for new players. For me personally, having bought multiple of just about everything, I don't see myself picking up any of these. And that's kind of unfortunate, because I'd love to review them all for you guys, but at the same time, they're kind of expensive for somebody who's already got all of that times 2. So I just don't see myself, spending $600 to, just to do an unboxing. So, when I can't use any of it, because I'm already maxed on just almost everything in here. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's good stuff, and I'm looking forward to it. I will be doing an updated buyer's guide, once we get a little more information as the year goes on. But I want to thank you guys for watching, and that's gonna do it. All right, big thanks to my patrons. You guys are absolutely amazing and help make this channel possible. So thank you for your continued support. I will talk to you guys later. May the Force be with you, and goodbye there.